Alright guys, welcome back to the Leicester City career mode. This is probably episode 4 or 5. I think this is episode 5 of Leicester City career mode. We got West Ham, first video of the day. Then we got Tottenham Hotspur. I actually decided to go with a little different starting lineup this time. As you can see, the West Ham midfield, they got Song and Kouyaté in the middle. So I decided to go with a little bit of a stronger midfield. I put Kante in there, as you can see there, with Gok and Inla, to just kind of counteract their strength. Danny Drinkwater I put on the bench. I also put Mark Albrighton on the left side. Other than that, I'm pretty sure everything else is the same. So we'll be able to get into this game. Early on, Danny Simpson plays it out wide to Riyad Mahrez. First clip of the game, working a little bit of magic, and he gets blocked off there by Mikel Antonio, and the referee calls straight for a penalty. Now I wasn't sure about that. You see, it looks like Mahrez just went down a little bit easy, but then you see there, Antonio did kind of go at him a little bit aggressively. He didn't go for the ball at all, but it's still a controversial one. I wasn't really sure about that. But Mahrez stepped up. We actually put Jamie Vardy on it. This was early in the game, as you can see, it's the first clip. But Jamie Vardy, easy down the middle. 1-0 to Leicester City. First goal of the season, I think that is for Jamie Vardy in the second game. This is the second game of the season. Today was second and third in this episode, but Jamie Vardy gets on the score sheet. And still, I feel like West Ham, they'd be a little bit upset with that penalty call, because it was really soft. Like, Mahrez got into the box and he kind of just shoulder barged him. It was a little bit aggressive, but hey, I don't know. But then you move on. Kante gets in the box after being called up. First shot blocked, second shot blocked. Reader's all over it. Kante at the third attempt, just cooler with the ball. And you can see here, 40th minute, the game was really cagey. Like, I was on top moving the ball around, but we never really got in behind. But then it took a lot of luck. Blocked twice, come straight back to Kante's feet, and the third time he just took it inside and just left foot in off the post. But then you see the third clip of the game. After kickoff, West Ham, we give the ball away. Winston Reid plays it forward, and eventually it ends up with Payet, and out of nowhere, well, Jesus Christ, Dimitri Payet. He's obviously had a great start to his West Ham career in real life. The West Ham fans absolutely love him, which is, it's interesting. They love him. But this one, usually I'd probably blame the keeper for this, but the shot itself, it's ridiculous. Like, he barely took a touch, barely any backlift on the shot. So he's taking it early, and the keeper's obviously, he's surprised by that. You can't really blame Kasper Schmeichel for that. He almost got a hand onto it. But it's the fact that Payet took it so early on his left foot, and it's a great finish, man. Like, almost into the bottom corner. But then, after that, West Ham, they were kind of on top for a bit. You see, it's Payet again forcing another save out of Kasper Schmeichel. And I've realised that, like, once the CPU score against you, they will go at you for a while. But then it's 80th minute, the next highlight is Albrighton takes a shot. It drops to Vardy. But Jamie Vardy's offside anyway, even though he didn't manage to get into the back of the net. But then Kante finds Shinji Okazaki in the 85th minute. He plays it across to Mahrez. Looks like we're going to score, and then Riyad Mahrez just slips at the vital moment, and Okazaki's follow-up is saved well. But that was the last highlight of the match. You see, the final score is 2-1. We won that, I'd say comfortably, but towards the end it wasn't that comfortable. You see, I'm showing you a little bit of news here. As you guys should know, the news is an important part of the way I'm going to run my career mode. That's how I'm going to show you who we're signing, who we're selling, what's going on. Obviously, the news will come into play a little bit more as we get further to the transfer window and stuff like that. But you see, we're training the players up. They're doing well in training, and then next piece of business is to sign some players to a contract. You might see it if you look carefully. Like here, you'll see we have a lot of players whose contract runs out at the end of the season, and I'm not really sure how many of them I'm going to renew. A lot of the people I offer contracts to now didn't accept because they wanted a greater squad role, and to be honest, I'm not willing to offer a lot of them that squad role, because it's not really a big deal if a lot of them actually leave. If we can't renew their contract, there's no one who I'd be upset if they didn't resign. You see, this is the player, the scout future star. Even him, I'm not too sure about him, to be honest. But we get into the next game of the episode, and it's against Spurs at the King Power Stadium. And this game was just pure action. You see, they highlighted Christian Eriksen, and I knew that he'd be a problem in this game. Well, I thought he'd be a problem. They highlighted him over Harry Kane. And Chadley, who is actually quite good in this game. Like, I've played him maybe 2 or 3 times and he's just been a tank. But you see, we changed the formation for this game. We played a 5-3-2. Riyad Mahrez down the middle. We brought Schlupp and Delay as the wing backs. And then brought Robert Huth into the middle. And my plan was to just hit them on the break. Spurs, my first big test of this career mode, hit them on the break. And it started off Christian Eriksen doing what he does. It's not the greatest cross, but this counter-attack just shows what we wanted to do in the game. Vardy finds Mahrez, and then look at the numbers. The blue shirts just pouring forward. Vardy out wide to Danny Drinkwater. Mahrez kept his run going, and just as he's about to pull the trigger, Vertonghen gets back and gets the block off. And that was Vertonghen's best bit of defending, because he had a shocker in this game. But then again, this time a Tottenham corner. And we managed to play it out from the back, and Mahrez and Vardy again are the main attacking threats. Now Vardy is surging down the left hand side, trying to get into a position to cross it, and he's taken down by Ben Davies. And the referee points to the spot. And watching that, let me know what you guys think, because watching it from that angle, it didn't look like Mahrez was in the box, and I was a bit surprised by the fact that the referee gave a penalty shootout. And this angle doesn't actually show any better, but it still kind of looks like Mahrez isn't in the box from that angle. But I never actually got a better angle from that. And Mahrez again, I'm going to need to change him from the penalty spot taker. And Vardy steps up again, second penalty of the day, down the middle again. That's how we do it. I've realised, like, if you put it down the middle a bit to either side, that's kind of more, you're more likely to score there, because if the keeper does dive, like when it's down the middle a bit, they tend to not save it really. It's a hard position for the keepers to get in this game. Whereas if you put it in the corners, I've realised if you put it, no matter how far you put it in the corner, if the keeper dives in the right place, he will save it. He will save it like 90% of the time. But you see they're 1-0 up, and all the highlights are from us. We're just on top. This time 35th minute, Gökhan exchange with Jamie Vardy. Great threaded through ball, and Jamie Vardy gets his second of the game, his third of the episode. And Leicester City, the King Power Stadium was rocking. 2-0 up against Tottenham Hotspur. And at this point, we were all over Spurs. Spurs hadn't had a chance yet. They were having most of the possession. And as I planned, the counter-attacking game was working. Jamie Vardy this time playing with Gökhan, who plays the through ball. And first time finish. Maybe Vorm could have done a little bit better with that. But Vardy, again, he took it a little bit earlier as well. Vorm was probably expecting him to take a touch. But it doesn't matter in the end. Jamie Vardy has his second, but then Tottenham attack through Lamela. They finally managed to get their first chance of the game. Mason, I think he plays it back to, he plays it back to Lamela into Kane, and he takes the first time shot, saved by Schmeichel, kind of easily, to be honest. That's their first chance of the game, and I think that's their, that's their last of the half. And we managed to get another chance. Okazaki into Vardy, and you see what I said about Vertonghen. Absolutely skinned there by Vardy. He showed him one way, then exploded to the next. And it's 3-0 to Leicester City. And that's the hat-trick for that man, Jamie Vardy. I'm loving playing with him at the moment. He is just so good to play with. He's fast, he's agile, and he works hard. He's got so much stamina that you could just sprint around the back line and pressure them, because you know they love to pass the ball around. You could pressure them so much with Vardy, and he barely loses any stamina. And because he's so fast, he just causes all kinds of problems. But I'm loving playing with him. He gets the hat-trick. That's his 4th goal of the episode. Up 3-0 against Tottenham, and I wasn't expecting that. And at this point, I realised I have my tactics spot on. You see there, Jamie Vardy, 3 goals. There's the hat-trick. He will be getting the match ball at the end. Tottenham, though, they come down the other end, and Chadley beats Galore and in off both posts. That goal was too easy. We gave that away way too easily. And you notice here, more or less all the highlights in this game have been goals. This game, it was just action-packed. It was crazy. And at this point, 3-1 up. I just made subs, I think, as well. I brought on Ulloa, tried to give some players some rest. And then I wasn't sure about that. But Inla manages to play it into Okazaki. He turns past Vertonghen, and Vertonghen brings him down in the box. Vertonghen was having a nightmare of a game. We was just going at him time and time again. 57th minute. We have the chance to go 4-1 up. Vertonghen gets booked, and this was basically right after they had after they got their first goal, and their first goal was basically right after we got the 3rd goal. So goals were just flying in, chances were coming in over and over again. You see there, it's just a poor challenge. He just threw himself in. Okazaki squared it to Inla, and he was just taken out. Vertonghen can have no complaints there. And yet again, I was going to let Mahrez take this one, but I thought Vardy scored all his penalties. He's on a 4th, and Jamie Vardy, he tucks it away. Gets his 4th of the game, and we're up 4-1 against Tottenham Hotspur. It was meant to be our biggest challenge of the season so far, and we're just giving them problems in defence. The counter-attacking game was working perfectly, and I wanted to make some changes and go defensive at this point, but I thought, you know what? The way we're playing now has worked so well for us. We don't want to pin ourselves back and just allow them chances. But then they get a corner. Ericsson to the edge of the box. Dembele collects it. A nice little 1-2 with Dyer. Dembele smashes that in the bottom corner. Now again, I kind of want to question Kasper Schmeichel, but Dembele did take it early, but still I think Schmeichel should have done better at his near post, to be honest. Probably wasn't expecting the shot, because I wasn't expecting the shot so early even. But near post like that, you got to question the goalkeeping. He did get down for it, he just didn't manage to save it. You see there, he was leaning over to his left side before he dived to the right. Maybe I'm just expecting a bit too much, but then we got Schlupp down the left side. We're attacking them. Schlupp comes inside, plays it into Inla. Inla gets there first, and then he just shows great sportsmanship in passing it back to the keeper. I think someone must have been down injured, so he just gave it back to the keeper. But 90th minute, Ben Davies, I don't know what he was doing. A little bit of skill school right there. Okazaki is sent through. He's got the chance to make it 5, and it comes off Eric Dyer. Slams into the back of the net. 5-2 to Leicester City. Game over as Tottenham were pressing, but in the 90th minute, Ben Davies, I don't know what he was doing. Okazaki was being caught so fast right here. But in the end, it's lucky, but we deserved it. We played brilliant in this match. We created so many chances. The counter-attack, I'm thinking, I used this match because we were playing such a top team, but I'm thinking now, maybe I should use it in more games, because it works so well. And the 4-4-2, I'm having a little bit of problems with that in terms of keeping possession and stuff. But you see, Jamie Vardy gets the match ball. Who else? He should be man of the match. He probably is man of the match. And I know 2 of the goals are penalties, but I'm still so happy with the performance because he's the main man of the team. Him and Mahrez, obviously. But then you see some news. Leighton Baines is actually rejecting contracts from Everton. A lot of people interested in him. Jamie Vardy was in Team of the Week, and you see here the table for the season. We are top, 9 points, no losses, no draws. Jamie Vardy top of the goal scoring for the Premier League. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. The next episode is going to be a live com extended highlights because it's Capital One Cup game against Wycombe Wanderers. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you as always. Come back for the next episode. Bye.